Awesome. So today I am out going to be shooting my brand new toy, which is of course the X-E5, but I've decided that it would be a really good comparison and a great time to catch up with this beautiful and do some, a photography shootout. He's going to have the X-T50. I'm going to go with the X-E5. We're going to then swap cameras because I've got a 35 f2 on his camera, and I've got the 23mm f2.8 that comes on this camera. So it'll be a great chance to try out basically another lens that I kind of want to get. Well, I can't complain. And going to do some awesome stuff. We're also going to be joined by this beautiful thing as well, which is the X-E5. That will allow us to get some shots whilst we're moving about if I don't grab it on this one. This is going to be quite an interesting comparison because the two cameras are pretty similar pretty much across the board, with some notable differences, and the X-E5 ultimately being generally more expensive other than one kit option with the X-T50. But let's get into it, and first of all we're going to be starting off with the price. So the X-E5 is of course £1,299 with the kit option, with the 23mm being £1,549. This is the only kit variant that's actually with the X-E5 at the moment. Then we're going to go over to the X-T50, and at the moment there is some Fuji save deals which you can access via the site if you are looking to get it. The X-T50, of course, at the moment with the save price is £1,149 and then £1,549 when it comes to the kit variant, or with the 16 to 50mm RLMWR lens. However, there is another kit variant with the just small pancake 15 to 45mm, and you are looking to spend there £1,249 with the saving on there. It without the saving is of course £1,299 and then £1,699 for the 16 to 50 kit, and then £1,399 with the 15 to 45mm. Woo! That was a lot of specs to give all in one go there. Let's get further into detail. When it comes to the sensor, both have the 40 megapixel APS-C X-Trans CMOS 5HR sensor and the beautiful X Processor 5, delivering pretty much near identical performance. When it comes to the size and weight of the camera, there's not really massive difference in between the two, with the X-E5 having a dimension of 125 by 73 by 39mm at a weight of 445 grams with the battery. The X-T50 is slightly deeper with a dimension of 124 by 84 by 49, but it is actually surprisingly lighter here at 438 grams. Notably here, the X-E5 is of course slimmer, with the X-T50 having a slightly deeper grip. However, I would say me with my big hands actually do find the X-E5 a lot more comfortable. I think it does come down to the actual length of the camera, and I know there's not actually that much different, it just feels like there's more space for my hand. Now let's get into one of the other differences between the camera, and that's of course the display and user interface. So the X-T50 is actually coming in here with the higher res display at 1.84 million dots with a tilting screen versus the 1.04 million dot screen on the X-E5. However, what I would say about the X-E5 is that you do actually have the ability to go into a selfie mode, which you can't do with the X-T50, and this having the ability to allow you to do vlogs a lot simpler, and generally shooting with the camera I find a little bit nicer on the X-E5 personally. Noticeably, the X-T50 has a built-in flash and actually supports RAW video, and the X-E5 doesn't, which is interesting. But this isn't RAW video internally, this is externally. And if you're looking to shoot video with this, both have pretty much the same video specs, shooting 6.2K at 30 frames, 4K at 60, and then the 240 at HD. When it comes to image stabilization and autofocus, both pretty much are the same here, with both having 7 stops in body stabilization and both having same quality kind of autofocus performance. Basically what it comes down to is the X-T50 is designed to be a much smaller version of the X-T5. The X-E5 is of course trying to be a X100 that you can actually change your lens out, and this is kind of proven by the kit variants here. But if you are looking at this price, what is going to be the most important things to you? And that's really what I hope to answer in this video. So make sure you keep, watching. Watch me and Tom take some photos, do some stranger portraits, and just generally experience the two cameras, the two different lenses. Now, notably here, we didn't actually use the kit lens for the X-T50. What we did is actually stuck a 35mm f2 on there, mainly because I'm actually looking at that lens myself, but also, you know, I think primes are the best things to really shoot, just in general, and yeah, let's just have some fun, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it feels nice. I'm used to obviously a bit more of a substantial hand grip. I think for me, that's what I'm used to with my Canon. But obviously, I've literally just picked this up, so it might be that this, you know, if it becomes quite a bit more comfortable. But yeah,
you get used to it eventually. Yeah. What's great about these two cameras in particular is that they're nice and small, making them really kind of like unassuming and stealthy, especially when you're going through places like cities where they have multiple different kind of rules for, you know, if you can shoot here, and people don't necessarily think too much about them. Like I said, you got the 35mm on there, which equates just to over 50mm, 23mm, and this is f2.8, that's an f2. I'm going to do a bunch of street photography, some portraits, and yeah, the thing that's different between your Canon and this in particular is the fact it's run like an old film camera in terms of like the general kind of like setup of it. So on the top there, you've got a bunch of dials, and you've also got an aperture ring, which will allow you to change the shutter mode to either TV, AV, or full manual, depending on what you want to do. But let's get going. 40 megapixels, let's have some fun, shoot some people. That sounded better in my head. Both of these cameras also do have dedicated film simulation dials. If you like the film simulations coming from the Fujifilm, then that's kind of ideal. Both of them have it. Bit of a different way, but it's pretty cool. Now, I'm a little bit annoyed at this one. The one reason why I actually do quite like the X-T50 is the fact that it does, in fact, have one of the most important components possible.
I wish I could hear what he was saying. Woo!
And he gets distracted by a bird. It comes in graphite. I'd really quite like the idea of having a graphite X-E5, but no, you only can get it in silver and black. However, the X-T50, you can get silver, black, and graphite. It looks cool. Kind of suits my FX3 as well. But I do prefer the X-E5. Tom, give us an update. What's been happening with you?
So yeah, I've been visiting other cities, and that's been cool. Yeah, going to other cities has been fun. Yeah, it's interesting to kind of do it in a place where I'm almost starting from scratch again. You know, I've been to Birmingham and Worcester and Hereford, and been to all these cool cities, and yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, I've been seeing you hit off. You recently actually just hit 10k.
Yeah,
congratulations.
That was my first target, so it's like quite a nice.
Yeah.
I can relax a bit now.
Relax a bit now. Chill out. Exactly. So what's one of the things you feel like you've learnt through doing stranger photography?
Editing is the biggest one. I've started to develop a bit of a style now. So initially I think I was very much on the basis of this is what I could see in the moment, so this is exactly how I got to edit it, whereas now I've started adding in a bit of an artistic kind of I'm being a bit more artistic with how I'm editing, and I'm trying to add in personality based on the person on the scene, and edit it in a way that's artistic rather than a true representation of what I could see.
Nice.
Which I think that's something I'm really enjoying.
We're just walking down Green Street at the moment, see if we can get any more stranger portraits and some nice compositions. There's quite a lot going on, as per usual, as it's kind of like the last week before the kids go back to school. And look, he's on it. He's already got another stranger portrait. I've yet to do anyone. I think for me, it's more kind of just like the confidence of going up to someone. He's smashing it though. So proud of him. How we really structured this particular video is I did street photography on one whilst he did portrait photography, doing his stranger portraits, and then we swapped over the cameras in a second and did the opposite. Essentially just giving us a little bit of range and seeing which one he honestly preferred, and you might be surprised at a few things. So what are you enjoying about the camera so far?
The pictures are really crisp. I'm taking them and they're just all of them are just so crisp.
Yeah?
It's nice, yeah.
Oh, it's great, that 40 megapixel sensor, like Fuji and their color science. Fuji really do bring it out. Really interactive touchscreen as well. Some great shots.
How crisp this shot is, you know, even down to the patterns on the hat. It's absolutely unreal, yeah.
It's just stunning. Cool, so we just popped back to camera center just to do a couple of different things and for another video, which you'll see later on. And what we're going to do now is swap over, because you, sir, are very comfortable with a 50mm, aren't you?
Yes.
And he's got a lot of really good stranger portraits today. So you're going to go for a little bit of a wider one this time. This is kind of like your general X100 lens. It's a 23mm, and it's going to be interesting to see what you come up with. I've been going for more of a street photography, kind of like laid back approach, which you'll see in the video. And yeah, hopefully get some more awesome stuff. So here you go. Look after it, because this is mine. And I love it. And I'm going to be on the X-T50 now. So let's get going. I'm going to head back along a similar sort of route that we've just done, and hopefully grab some more stranger portraits and some more interesting things. So, what do you reckon?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So that was your first stranger portrait with a wider lens.
Yeah. I had to go a bit closer for a second lot of shots, but I think that will be good because I've got kind of a bit more of kind of a bigger picture for the, you know, where I usually stand, which is where I naturally went to, and then kind of went in and got a similar shot to what I'd usually take a bit closer up. So it's giving me two different
perspective, and it's like a much wider angle kind of like look to it, which is why I think it was good to actually test out both of these lenses when it comes.
Let me just. Do you follow me on Instagram?
I do. Yeah.
Pop me a message in a couple of days. I'll edit the pictures like normal, send it to you guys. And obviously I'm recording the same day as you do.
Okay, sure.
Awesome.
Well, have a good one.
Have a good day, guys.
See you.
Bye.
So how does that one feel to you then?
Yeah, it feels nice. It's a lot more like kind of a square, like what you'd imagine the old like clicking points were. You know, it's like quite nice.
Well, it's designed like a rangefinder format camera, so unlike your typical kind of EVF on top, what it's got is the EVF on the side, which is if you have like a big nose like myself, it's actually a little bit more comfortable. It's kind of what I prefer, if I'm honest, but it's a pretty decent kind of like form factor for everything, and I do really quite like the film simulations as well. Have you given that a go yet?
I haven't yet, no.
Okay, maybe give it a go, because it's one of the things people like most about these cameras.
Might have to, yeah.
When it comes around to it, there's not really a vast difference in terms of the actual image quality of the camera. It's just really how the camera actually makes you feel, and the added little benefit of having a screen that you can take selfies with, and also the rangefinder / normal format of a camera, and which one really suits you best. Personally, like I said in the video, I find the most comfortable one to be the rangefinder format camera, and it kind of suits the rest of my setup, especially when you have a look at the FX3. I kind of like that sort of like squarer design overall, as I've had the A7C II before, and it just kind of fit in with what I do really quite well. When it comes to this, I did like the A7C II. I thought it was a brilliant camera, but it really wasn't for me in terms of the size of it, and I never really wanted to go out and take photos, right? With this one, I find it around my neck all the time, and I really enjoy just using it. So for me, I think the X-E5 comes out on top. And when it came to the lenses and what Tom really liked about the cameras, I think he liked the X-E5 the most, which he says in a minute, and he preferred the lens of the 35 f2, but did enjoy shooting wide angles because it's a kind of angle he doesn't necessarily play with too much. So the two lenses kind of complemented each other really quite well in this retrospect. The other great thing about having these smaller APS-C cameras is the lenses themselves are actually a much better size. So when you're looking at things like the gear that I take around where I need to review gear, it's actually really important to kind of keep it as efficient as possible. Amazing. So we have just come to the end of the shoot. Which one do you reckon you prefer out of the two of them? I think you're going to end up saying this one just because of the lens.
I like this one, yeah.
What did you think of the form factor?
It's nice,
of the
it's
X-E5?
nice. To be honest with you, what I did notice, which I did like, which is something I think I'm going to have to get a 35mm lens or smaller, is I got a lot more full body shots of people, which I think is a really cool concept for these stranger shots, is getting in the whole kind of outfit someone's wearing, which I don't usually manage to get.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of almost sold me that I need to get a bit more of a wide angle lens than what I use now.
Yeah, it's quite good to you can get more of the story of the area.
Yeah.
In terms of form factor, which one did you prefer? Did you prefer this one or did you prefer that one?
In terms of how it is
feels in your hands.
This one.
That one?
Yeah.
That's I think that's what it came down to for me, because I was looking at the XM5, which is the smaller one, and I originally shot it in London. It was just a little bit too small for my hand. I tested out this one on a number of shoots, including doing a festival, and it just felt right. Really nice, really good kind of feeling. But yes, any other comments on that?
be interesting to see what the difference between the pictures is. Obviously I did some stranger shoots with that one and this one, so I think that'd be nice to
ultimately
compare.
at the end of the day the photos should actually be the same because they actually do have the same sensor inside of them.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see if there is much difference between the two. I don't think there is going to be.
No.
But overall, I think we've actually had quite a successful day of doing some street photography / stranger portrait. And you've got to test out some new cameras, which is always good.
I always enjoy.
Awesome. Cool. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, man.
Nice.